Can we talk for a minute about our Integrating Heart and Mind workshop?
Absolutely. I'm excited. It's coming up in the fall of 2024.
I'm so excited. We changed the format to make it more accessible to people with like work schedules and personal schedules. And so this time we're going to do it 3 hours on a Friday afternoon or evening, depending on where you're at, and 5 hours on Saturday for 2 different weeks in September.
Yeah, it's so great. Like if you're finding yourself stuck in like sticky bad patterns or having communication issues or something like that, or if you want to just like get closer and trust yourself or your partner more, this is the workshop for you.
Yeah, and individuals are welcome, couples are welcome. If you're interested in really thinking through how to serve yourself well inside of your relationships, then we've built a workshop that will support you in finding the ways that are just right for you.
To sign up, head over to our website at whydoesmypartner.com/events.
We hope you'll join us. Welcome to the Why Does My Partner podcast.
I'm Jules.
I'm Vickey.
And I'm Rebecca. We're your hosts. We're also couples therapists and messy humans bumbling through our own relationships every day.
We met at a training, and our secret sauce is that we and our partners became fast friends. Between us, we have more than 40 years of experience holding hard relational questions with our clients. We're going to bring those questions here.
And together, we're going to take a stab at answering those questions. This podcast is not a substitute for couples therapy. If something you hear in this podcast stirs something deep within you about your relationship, reach out to a couples therapist in your area.
We also love to hear your questions, so don't forget to go over to whydoesmypartner.com to leave a question of your own. Here's today's question.
Welcome back. This is Jules.
This is Vickey.
And this is Rebecca. Today, we have a new question for you. Why does my partner stay upset when I am trying to repair a conflict? You guys.
This happens constantly, right?
Why does my partner stay upset when I'm trying to repair a conflict? Like, it happens in my house. It happens with my clients. It happens
There are a lot of good reasons.
Yeah.
Right? So it could be not feeling heard is a huge one. So if somebody's not feeling like you're really getting it, or they feel like, I'm thinking of the other night at dinner, there was a thing where Stella said something to Adam. So my daughter said something to my husband, and it was rude. We called her on it. She was being rude. I don't remember exactly what it was. She says stuff sometimes, whatever. It was rude. We called her on it, and that's not okay. And Dad looked at her and said, it really hurt my feelings. And she goes, I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry. And he was like, whoa. It was like the sorry came in so fast with so much urgency that, one, he didn't feel like he had time to even process his feelings about it. And two, if he did have something else to say, which, dad and daughter, he might not have, but I'm just thinking, if it were between me and him, if I had rushed into that, he may not have had a chance to tell me how it actually affected him. So when I feel like maybe something's off, one of my go-to moves might be, can you tell me more about what that was like for you prior to offering any kind of repair?
Okay, so you're the one asking when you say that.
Right. So let's say
I'm the one
touching
trying
something
to repair.
went wrong.
Like there's an ouch between us. Let's play it out, right? Like there's an ouch between us, right? And I go like, oh, ouch, that hurt.
I feel like, that didn't land well. Can you tell me more about how you're doing right now? What happened?
Right. So now there's two things happening inside of that, right? Because one of those things is you're inviting me to go inside and take a look at like, well, how did that hurt? Tell me more about that. So now I have the opportunity to check in with, okay, wait, what didn't feel okay inside of me?
Totally.
Right. And then the other piece is now I know you're listening. So it's like there's actually a check here because like the thing that you think you did that hurt me, like we're gonna have an opportunity right now to feel it between us as I share with you what doesn't feel okay or process that. Or maybe I tell you, you know what, I'm not really sure right now. I don't know. I need to take a moment. I'll come back.
Sure. Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just hurt and I just say I need a timeout.
That's what the question's asking. When Jules is trying to say, I'm sorry, why will you stay upset with her?
because it's too urgent, because I don't have time to process my feelings, right? Like that's the piece, right? So I think it can also, if it's too urgent, it could be missing the actual hurt. It can be deflecting from like the whatever it is, like the disconnection or the discord between us. If I can't sit inside of that with you and I just need to fix it right away, it could lack some remorse or it can feel kind of empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of the really fast ones. I mean, I'm all for quick repair. I don't want to sit with, there is plenty of research out there that says, hey, sweeping things under the rug, sitting with unrepaired big stuff for days and months and years. And
festering.
It's really, really bad for a relationship. I'm all about making repairs rapid. There are a lot of couple therapies out there that are attachment therapies that talk about rapid repair. I get why they're saying that. It makes total sense. And also, I'm kind of sitting with the both end of it. And if we're trying to move so quick that the other person doesn't have time to know what they're feeling, or felt like they gave voice to what they were feeling, or that you even know what you're saying sorry for, then it may be so fast, it's not actually feeling like repair.
Right.
So that's one reason why.
Yeah, I also find myself hearing this, and I think when I first heard it, I think the one trying to repair the conflict may be like on the receiving end, because I'm thinking the one that's upset may be in shame and can't deal with it.
Totally possible.
So it's like the upset one is the one that did the ouch. I like how you guys phrased it that way. And so, or I'll just make it me and Gay for pronoun's sake. I'm trying to repair it, even though he was the one that hurt me, but I want the repair. He may not be, he may still be upset because he's in shame from doing it. Just
totally possible. Totally possible. So that's another option. Another option is vulnerability. Oh, wait, there was more on that one.
Well, yeah, I'm just, I got confused inside of the, who did the ouch and who was hurt?
In my answer, the ouch is the one who's still upset.
The ouch is still upset. The ouch is still in shame.
Yeah. That's a theory I have.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So in this scenario, so Gabe did something that hurt your feelings. You come to him seeking repair because that's what you need in this moment.
Yeah.
He did not initiate the repair.
Right.
And then he's staying in the upset because he's in a little bit of shame about what happened.
Well, it wasn't that big of a deal. Or, but like,
totally possible.
I'm just laughing because I'm sure we've actually, God bless him, I love him, but we probably have had a similar conversation.
You know what it reminds me of too, though, is that the partner then who is initiating the repair, it could be you. It could be in either direction, right? But when the partner who's initiating the repair also needs to be cared for. Like, I'm so sorry, make this good because I can't be inside of the thing that doesn't feel okay. Right? Like when the person who's initiating the repair needs to be cared for, it is shifting the dynamic of what we're doing in that moment.
Right.
It's like when Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City was looking to fix things with Aiden because she cheated on him with Big. And there's a scene that drives me crazy.
The details. And I don't have things memorized, but I do remember this part. So yeah.
Okay. So there's this scene where I think they're going to a wedding or something. Anyway, so she's like kind of like falling into his chest and she's like, you have to forgive me. You have to forgive me. I'm like, wait a second. Now you need to get taken care of, but you're the one who cheated on him. And then you can see him like totally acquiesce and like, okay, fine, but he doesn't mean it. So of course he never actually repaired anything and he carries it on for the next 10 seasons or however long.
Festering inside
because he pretended to repair, but it wasn't real.
It wasn't real.
Well, right.
And that's the other yeah, go ahead.
We might have been about to say it, is that sometimes there isn't a felt sense of remorse. Like sometimes the repair isn't, well, the remorse was on her side, but it didn't feel like it in that. And so sometimes
she went into shame more than remorse.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I'm not going to be okay. The basic message is I'm not going to be okay if you don't forgive me. And if I'm going to initiate a repair with my partner, here's a trick that I'm really wanting to do. is if he's not in a space to receive that, will I still be okay? And if the answer to that is no, I am probably not ready to repair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just take that in for a minute. If I'm not going to be okay, if he's not ready or they're not ready, if I initiate a repair and they are not ready to receive that repair, am I going to be okay?
Yeah.
If the answer to that is no,
then I'm not ready to initiate a repair.
Because I'm forcing.
Well, because
I'm trying to control his behavior.
Yeah, or like my wellness is now dependent on your feelings towards me. Yeah. And so there's no way I can go into that and not be subtly manipulative.
In some kind of agenda, right? Because now I'm trying to repair, I'm trying to get you to. And so I'm not really in an integrated place. I'm out of connection with myself.
Well,
and so I'm also out of connection with you. Right. Totally. I'm not actually operating from a connecting with place. I'm kind of in this is a power over dynamic. Actually,
it is. It really,
right? It's not really a power with, it's a power over.
Yeah. It totally is. And I think of it as like a repair. If I'm going to do a repair, it's actually an offering. So if it's actually an offering, then it's totally cool for you to reject it. If it were truly an offering.
Yeah.
But
I'm not saying it's not painful. I'm not saying it's not painful. Then you ain't ready to repair, baby.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
No, because I'm thinking that like I would end up with a story in my head, based on my stuff, of like he'll never love me again. I don't even like it's over. Like, and it's over isn't right. It's he'll never love me again.
Yeah, but just like holding that so tenderly, we can see how easy it is for us to go into urgency.
Right.
We don't have any blame at all for us going into agenda, for us going into urgency about it. Of course you are doing that. And
it is urgent that he fix it.
Right, because you don't want to sit with that fear that he's never going to love me again.
Right.
Which means that probably somewhere along the way you learned this thing, like if you're upset, you cannot also love someone at the same time.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, that makes sense. I don't remember consciously learning that, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But it that's what that message is. So like, that's what I'm saying. Yes, but I can say it flippantly. Yeah.
Right, totally. And so we need to be in this space where, whichever side of this we're on, I can be in disrepair with you and still love you. That's a solid relationship. That's where trust lives.
Yeah. Or when people get mad, they don't get over it.
Well, that's festering.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that could be the story in my head. If you're mad at me now, you're going to be mad at me forever. So something like, if you're mad at me, you don't love me, or if you're mad at me, you're always going to be mad at me. So I wonder if that's going on here.
It's
too.
Totally
that like,
possible.
I can't bear you mad at me because you might
It'll
always
never be over.
It'll never be over. And I just am now seeing either me or someone else being like, I'm here to repair. Why won't you let me repair? Because I'm doing the right thing if I'm trying to repair. So you're not allowed to stay upset.
Well, can I slow you down right there? Right? Even with the like inner monologue. I'm trying to do the right thing. Why aren't you letting me? Right? Like there's just as like I hear that language, I go, so there's a right and a wrong thing.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So if I don't want to repair with you right now, then where does that leave me? Because you're doing the right thing.
Yes, you're doing the wrong thing. Have you met me?
Right. And so now but I'm just playing with you, right?
I know.
Now if I'm doing the wrong thing and you're coming to me to repair, but also at the same time telling me that I'm doing the wrong thing, my protective system goes, ah!
Right. I was thinking, doesn't that feel good? That must feel great for you that I'm doing that.
To say that? Well, but
just like coming at you like you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because that is my energy behind it.
Why does my partner stay upset?
It could be that you're telling them they're doing repair wrong, subtly or covertly, or
or accidentally.
And directly. No, or sometimes, if you're Vic, directly.
What's gay?
We love you so much
Oh
right
my
now.
God,
Vickey.
my love is so
You're
big.
brilliant. Okay, so
I'm
I
honest.
have another
You guys
reason.
know I'm honest.
Oh, I have another reason your partner might not be doing like staying upset and not doing the repair thing. It may feel too squiggly vulnerable to move into the repair space. It's easier to stay in the upset space.
Oh, it's so protective. And you know what? I just this is coming through like a lot of my wise clients who have taught me so freaking much that their systems are so accustomed to histories of needing to protect. Right? Like wounds
Can you explain that?
Yeah, like wounds that go back to their youngest years. Things around like reasons why they have layers of walls or protection or different protective layers that are tending to them and their vulnerabilities and their soft spots. And there's like we'd call it like history colored lenses, right? Like there's this history that shows up in here and says like, it's not okay to be vulnerable. It's not okay to be even on the receiving end of the repair because you might get hurt again.
Yeah. Yeah. The other option too is they grew up in a house without repair. So they have no map for this. And it just feels weird.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's also a possibility.
I hear that a lot. Yeah.
It's like, oh, even when I model it for people, they're like, do I have to sound like a therapist? Like, totally not, but I can't help it. So I don't know. How do we translate this into normal person speak?
Right?
I actually talk
weird.
like this. Right. Yeah. And I grew up in a house that had very, very formal language. And so sometimes like even this isn't only my therapist self, this is like just who I am. It's like I talk really formally sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
To this day, my mom might leave a voicemail that says, "Hello, Julianne, this is your mother. I'm calling in regards to..." Like, I know your voice, Mom. It's fine. You can just say, "Hey." Right? So I just grew up with like a lot of weird formalness. And so sometimes my languaging can sound
that makes sense.
Funny. Totally. So I get like we may need to even have conversations where we say, that sounds too weird. Can we have a like code word or something? Or can we say it in a different way? And that's fine.
Well, and possibly even that might be a meta conversation, right? Of like, how are we going to do this? I was literally talking to Gabe last week about timeouts, which we don't do. And he finally said, he was like, they're just so forced and they're this and they're this. And I said, okay, one, they are, there's literally like a script to them and they're awkward and you're right about all that. And full disclosure, like 3 years ago, I would have dug in and been like, no, but there's reasons that you need to do this way and blah, blah, blah. And I looked at him and I went, well, yeah, so if it doesn't work, what I would like to help my couples, so this was actually me venting about a couple. This wasn't even about us. And I said, I'd like to help people take the nuance of them of what the conversation's supposed to be about and then make it work for them. Like I get it if it's that awkward, find other ways to have the conversation. The intention is to have the conversations.
Yes. And I want to say yes to a little bit of awkwardness because if repairing well is new for you, I promise you one thing. It's gonna feel weird.
Yeah.
It's just like if you like practice riding a unicycle right now, would it feel comfy? Would it feel like you just could do that and know what you're doing? Not a bicycle, unicycle.
Yes. Right.
You know. So if you already ride a unicycle, pick a thing you've never done.
But I think even
if it feel weird.
If you're riding on a new surface, it's going to feel weird, right? If the weather is different, it's going to feel weird. If you ate too big a meal or you're feeling nauseous, it's going to feel weird, right? Like, so there's a lot of different factors that go beyond, do you know the skill? And I'm thinking about, I'm thinking about inside repair, you know, I know how to do repair. I teach people how to do repair. I have some practice at doing repair.
You've got some steps written down and everything.
Yeah, you know, and inside of each moment that I'm sitting there repairing with my sweet partner, because we have a lot of ouchies, there's newness inside of each one, like a new discovery that feels awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to embrace the weird. And that may be part of your meta conversation too. And maybe that it could even start with, if this is, I'm just thinking about the question that came in, it may even start with, hey, I've noticed sometimes when I've upset you that when I try to make it better, it doesn't seem to land, or like you stay upset. Do you need something different than what I'm doing?
Well, I don't understand why we need to talk about it at all.
Oh, gotcha. So for you, like not talking about it is better?
Yeah, we're fine. It happened. We've moved on. We're fine.
Gotcha. Okay, we have a sticky problem then, love. Because for me, it's actually really hard to feel like I hurt you and then just never talk about it. But
I
I
don't
hear
understand
you
that.
I
If
get
I'm
that
telling you I'm fine, then why aren't we fine?
Totally get it. I can't tell. Are you open to hearing a little bit about what it's like for me right now, or not really?
That's a tough one. No, I don't think so.
Okay,
That was
I'll
a tough
try
one
you
because I
again
could totally
tomorrow.
see. Yeah. Okay.
Watch me. I'm a dog with a bone, baby. I ain't gonna let this one go. Not if it's important to me.
Yeah, that was a tough one because I could see the partner going either of like, yeah, I guess we could talk about it now, or like, no, never. So
No,
that
but
was
then
tough.
I'll bug you about it tomorrow then.
I know.
And then the next day.
And
the
then
next day.
and then you're going to get mad at her because she hasn't let you let this thing go, and there's going to be another
Yes.
explosion that needs repair, and she's
Thank
going
you
to
for
come back
that.
to you and she's going to say, well, sweetie,
This is what I'm talking
this is the thing that I'm talking about. And you're going to go, yeah, still don't want to talk about it. And she'll go, okay, I'll come back tomorrow. And then that thing's going to happen again. And then you're going to come back and she's going to go, hey, sweetie,
Seriously.
you know
Is
how we've
this-
been having this conversation?
Totally. Yeah. And you know what? Is this annoying and totally unfair? Yes. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't really matter, because if I really want this to be different and I really want to stay with you, then I'm going to be working to figure out, how do I get through to you in this way where you can hear me and I stay in my integrity. I'm just being in my integrity, because I'm not going to bring a lot of anger to you about this. I'm just going to keep bringing curiosity to why you don't want to know what it's like for me when there's been an upset and we don't talk about it. Oh, and then I'm going to write you a letter about it.
Jules is not going to let it go.
She's like a dog with a bone.
She is. But I love how you said, I don't remember how you said it 2 seconds ago, but it was something about, I love you and I'm going to stay, or like, I don't want to leave you. I mean, there's a key premise in there of, I need this in my relationship and I don't want to go anywhere. So it's not like, hey, talk to me and repair this or else.
Yeah, but like, if you leave me with that hanging for like, I don't know, 5 years, I might go somewhere.
Yeah.
Then I might want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
at some
Well,
point,
eventually.
Like I need a little bit back. And I'm not trying to like make this tit for tatty kind of thing, but like,
no, I don't think it is.
Yeah, but I need to feel that, like, you know, I'm trying to repair because I want you to know that I saw that something I did didn't feel okay for you. And I also want you to know what doesn't feel okay for me.
Right. And I'm totally open to repair looking different if the way I'm doing it is not landing. What I'm not open to, for me personally in my own heart, is that we just sweep it under the rug and never talk about it. That's what it feels like for me, even if it doesn't feel like that for you. So if it needs to be fast, if it needs to be jokey, if it needs to be, it still has to be something. Right.
If you need me to put it in a letter, and then we can talk about it tomorrow.
Totally. I can figure that out. No problem.
But it does have to happen.
The other thing I'm thinking about too, well, this is about, I say, oh, is that unfair? It doesn't matter. That's not exactly true. What I'm fighting for and why I'm being a dog with a bone is I want more fairness. I want more reciprocity in a relationship. And unfortunately, in this moment, I'm the one who sees that it doesn't feel that way for me. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know, but it's just true. And so I'm going for a little bit more equality in this space, because I do care about fairness ultimately.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be flippant about the fairness problem, but I think this is just a different way to possibly address it.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. This is a big one, right? Like, I think we can keep going on this, but I think this is probably a great place for us to land.
Yeah, this is a great place too to say that there's a workshop coming up where we talk a ton about repair and we actually get to practice repair. So this is such a sticky issue. We spend hours with it at the workshop, actually,
Days
because
even.
it is days even because it is so hard. So there's another option if you're feeling drawn to working on this deeper, a way to do that.
Yeah.
Come see us.
Yeah. You can find the link all about the workshop in the show notes and in our bios, wherever you're finding that. It's called Integrating Mind and Heart, and we'd love to have you there. Take good care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, it's producer Al and Jules here, just popping in with a very important message that we actually forgot to include earlier.
We just hit episode 100. Thanks for sticking with us. We're so thrilled to be continuing to make this podcast and to have you with us. Yay for 100 episodes of Why Does My Partner?
That's right. We are so grateful for every single one of you. We couldn't do it without you. And we just didn't want to let this milestone go by without acknowledging it. All right. Bye.
That wraps up this week's episode. Join us again next week for another Why Does My Partner?
We hope that you continue to listen wherever you get your audio and that you'll follow the show.
To go deeper, join us at one of our workshops. You'll find our next date at whydoesmypartner.com.
Did you know you can ask us your questions?
Your questions are relational gold.
Go to whydoesmypartner.com to either write in or record your question for a future episode.
And here's some gratitudes. Thanks to Al Huberman, our sound editor and podcast production magic maker.
Thanks to every one of you who has joined us for our workshops in the past. We've learned so much from all of you.
And thanks to everyone who's reviewed the show on Apple Podcasts. Your reviews help others to find the show.
Take care of each other best you can.
See you next time.